Good evening, Gavin.
Good evening, TC. Welcome all to our weekly podcast, Terry Curran's Curran View with the Isle of Hillsborough and Mr. Terry Curran. Steady away, son, how are you? Sunday night, it's earlier this week because Chris is going to Turkey on Wednesday, so there will be no Curran View next week, but pretty much penultimate week of the season and the end of the season for the League One and League Two games. How's it been and what have you sourced for us, Magic Moments-wise?
I was going to say, well, next week I'm away. Not next week, week after. I go away on 4th. Well, I'm going to Whitby for 4 days.
Lovely.
So I'm away for then. But other than that, I had a trip to hospital yesterday. Other than that, I would have gone to Hillsborough.
Yeah.
Fabulous result for us. Not a bad result for you in one sense, I suppose, was it? I mean, I thought they may have beat Huddersfield, but it's going to be interesting next week with the championship.
Yeah, I mean, I did predict that two really, really poor sides, Huddersfield and Birmingham, and I fancied a 0-0 draw. Okay, it was 1-1, but I didn't fancy either to win. And I think in terms of Birmingham, when you go to the two worst teams in the league, both now relegated, and can only score one goal and you get 2 points, I think that says it all for the predicament that they're in. But Hillsborough...
Early on, I thought Birmingham, well, they should have had 2 or 3.
Yeah,
and then later on, Huddersfield should have had 2 or 3. So,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, again.
It's a weird game, football.
Well, it is a funny game. I watched Chelsea-Villa last night. Villa 2-0 up at half-time. Chelsea 2-2, almost nicked it at the end. But how many times do we see that? I mean, we've seen last week Man United 3-0 up against Coventry and pegged it back. I mean, now teams are throwing 3-0. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
They did me on my half-times, Man United.
What, yesterday against Burnley or Coventry?
They were absolutely poor against Coventry.
Yeah. I mean, Ten Hag, we'll get onto that a little bit later. Ten Hag reckons that's not the case. But I don't know whether he's been snorting something or taking...
There's a lot of these. It's like what's going on in the world. They'll always deny
it's absolute,
the crime.
Is it denial or is it absolute delusion? I don't know.
Denial.
Well, it may be both. To be fair, it might be a bit of both.
If you turn around and say, we'll be poor, this player's bad, you're going to lose everything.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it, it looks as though he's lost everything as it is.
Yeah, again, denial.
But it's not good on the eye to watch. That's a certainty.
Absolutely, denial and delusional. He said that they're exciting and one of the best teams to watch are Manchester United. I think there's only Ten Hag that believes that. Everybody else that's watched them would differ to his opinion, but he's entitled to it.
Well, exactly. You're right there. 100%. He's entitled to his opinion. But if he thinks that the rest of us thinks that's exciting to watch, then maybe we are delusional.
Yeah, I don't think it's like, in a ground when so many of these decisions are given by a referee and he appears to be the only person in the ground that believes that to be the case. We are going to get onto the offside rule, or what we know or don't know about the offside rule, a little bit later. But what magic moments did you source for us? And it was 3 magic moments, of course, at Hillsborough. Put the Albion to the sword. And, of course, Albion needed to get something from that game because they're not safe in the playoff positions at the moment.
No, but that was as good as I've seen Wednesday play and all. So that was brilliant to say. I mean, if they'd have got the 4 points on those 2 games, Swansea and Stoke City, when they were, winning both games, they'd be safe now.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
I still think they're going to be safe now, but I still think they'll be safe. But the magic moment, as usual, there's that many great goals being scored. It is unbelievable to, that we. Well, the great thing about it is that the cameras at all the stadiums, and we do see there's some great goals. I'm going for 2 goals. They're both Hutchinson's of Ipswich from last night. I thought it was a cracking game, that and all.
Yeah. I was watching the Villa game, but that boy, Hutchinson, he looks some player. I mean, I've seen a few things that he's done this season in terms of goals, performances, the results for Ipswich Town. And I think he's been, very much a part of everything that's been positive about Ipswich.
Instrumental.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he's been
instrumental.
And he's only a young'un as well, isn't he?
The good thing about him, he goes past people left and right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is such a dangerous ploy to have in your team, that you've got a player what can go past people with ease.
And both sides.
Yeah.
Because it keeps the defender guessing.
And to finish and score goals like he did last night.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Two great goals.
I just think he's got everything in his game.
In fact, how they didn't score it there, I thought it was a cracking game. And I thought Hull nicked it.
Mm.
I know it sounds a bit daft when Ipswich could have scored at the end.
Yeah.
He goes past somebody, he has a great shot, and how they didn't score in the last minute or two, Ipswich, I just don't know.
Mm.
But he looks a terrific prospect. They look a good team, Ipswich. He hadn't half turned them round.
Again, we've said it all season, haven't we? I mean, they got promoted with you guys. I mean, Wednesday and Plymouth are both, just above the drop zone. And Ipswich Town right up there in amongst Leicester and Leeds. It's quite incredible what McKenna has done. And again, go back, we've said it many times on the podcast, he hasn't spent an awful lot of money. He's made them competitive in that league because he's improved players, he's played to a system, and they're good to watch. A little bit like what Burnley were last season. They do play some good football.
Yeah, terrific. But what I will say is this. You look at Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
And they were 12 points behind the third, but out of the relegation zone.
They were dead. They were down with the dead men, weren't they?
Yeah, for the 12 points in December.
Mm.
Right? Do you know if they beat Sunderland on Saturday? They're either 2 or 3 points behind them.
I think you'll beat Sunderland. We will get onto the football forecast.
So
at the end
what
of the podcast.
He's done at Sheffield Wednesday, and this is what I've always said.
Yeah.
Yes, it's easier for Pep Guardiola, and there's nothing easy because you have to keep all the players happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's come in, made few changes in a sense.
Yep.
Because he can't buy anyone.
No, not at all.
He might have got a couple of players on loan.
Mm-hmm.
And what he's done is phenomenal with the players he had. Not complained about it, got on with it.
But good managers and good coaches have that belief in themselves. They see what they've got. It's no good moaning about what I've got. Okay, they're not my players, but I'm going to improve these players, and I'm going to bring in other players when I can. You
have to improve them and get the best out of them. And you've just hit the nail on the head, and you've just covered it really, really well, because that's what he's done. And I have to get the best out of him.
Absolutely. And let's just say many happy returns to Danny Rowland. What a fantastic job you've done, young man. I mean, the success and the fortune and the momentum that Sheffield Wednesday have got under Danny Rowland might be instrumental in my team, Birmingham City, getting relegated. But I always look at what we do as a team. I never look at any other team's results. It's what you do. And if you're in the bottom three after 46 games, you deserve to be in the bottom three after 46 games. But we just look at Danny Rowland, what he's done at Sheffield Wednesday, a great club, a great fan base. I mean, you're going to be taking maybe, 7,000-8,000 to
and
Sunderland
maybe more,
next.
to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Wednesday will take as many as they can, and many of them won't be in the ground.
What allocation tickets they get, they will sell.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, the atmosphere on Saturday, looking at it all.
Yeah.
Well, I know, because I know what it's like when it's full.
Yeah, you've played there.
Right? It would have sell out early on last week.
Yep.
And, yes, the players have done it because they've given the fans something to shout about. Mm-hmm. It could have gone other way where they got beat and the fans would have probably been moaning.
Yeah.
But it just shows you, with any form of success, what a fabulous football club it is, and fantastic support they have.
Absolutely. So good luck to the Owls next week at Sunderland. My magic moments, T. I'm picking one from midweek. Mateta's goal for Palace against Newcastle.
Brilliant.
It was just as much for the pass and go rather than the finish. I thought it was absolutely sublime.
And he got them playing well.
Oh, again,
Same
another
players.
foreign coach that comes in, improves the players, gives them the platform to play, makes them play in a more positive manner. Okay, they're not going to go gung-go and just go for everything like idiots. They understand that they've got to keep it tight and compact when they haven't got the ball. When we've got the ball, let's pick out our players. Let's play football. Let's not fear. And well done to Crystal Palace and the fella that's come in. And the players clearly are buying into what he's saying. And the evidence is there on the football pitch.
Look at, what these foreign coaches look at,
playing football,
is the technical side of the game.
Exactly.
You listen to an English coach.
Yep.
And listen to the pundits, especially the ones what played with the elite clubs.
Yep.
Mark my words, what I'm going to tell you now, I'll guarantee you, they will repeat what I'm going to say to you is this. These are not his players.
Yep.
Wait while he gets his players in he wants, and then judge him.
Yeah. Biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard. It's incredible.
Yeah, but that's what you get from them.
I know. And that's but then the idiots that listen, not the clever people, the idiots that listen.
Yeah, but why would you get the elite players? What's pundits now? Now, can you see why they fail in management?
Well, again, this is the thing.
I don't mean that's horrible to them.
No,
exactly. It baffles me how Lampard and Gerrard,
but it's the attitude,
are not successful in management.
It's the attitude, isn't it? You look, if you've got an Englishman, a foreign player, a South American, European, whatever, and you throw a ball to one of their players, I'll lay you a pound to a penny. They'll have much more technical ability than what our players have got.
But that's
just the way that they've always been brought up.
Part of that is not our players' fault.
No, it's our coaching.
Because they want to play team and they're frightened to death.
Absolutely.
And listen, I've been at football clubs when they tell them, get off.
Yeah.
Don't be doing any more training. Save your energy until Saturday.
Yeah.
They're allowed to express themselves in training.
But I would imagine as well the foreigners would do more ball work in training.
Yes.
I mean, how many times do you hear a pundit go on about the physicality of a player? Bollocks. I want to listen and hear about and watch the skill
100%.
of a player.
That does my head in that. I listened to Glenn Hoddle the other day with... Now, I started laughing at this.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a player who got so much ability, it's untrue.
Yeah.
But I couldn't stop laughing at it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, why would you come out with a stupid statement like that? He said, I haven't given up about going into management, and he shouldn't do. Right? Because, he came out of the game on a... Well, I believe he came out of the game because of media, or a media person had got it in for him. And said something different to what he was saying. He was saying something about people with disability, but he wasn't saying it how the media was saying it.
And he'd said it a couple of years previously.
This is what I laughed at. Now listen to this. He had the soccer schools. I don't know what's happened to them, whether they're finished or not.
Yeah.
He said, what I would like to do is to go and get into football so players have got both feet. Can use both feet. And I'm thinking to myself,
incredible, unbelievable, isn't it?
I cannot believe it's come from somebody like Glenn Hoddle, but he does understand the game.
Yeah.
Do you know the best way to practice your own foot, as you would say?
Yeah, kick a ball up a wall.
Go into the gym, because they have all gyms now. We didn't have gyms in my day. We had to do it against the wall. I'm telling you, practicing that ball, banging it against the wall with your bad foot, it will come back to you at a pace and at angles that you have to adjust your body to get in line with it.
Absolutely. And if you're playing football in the street, hitting up the curb.
Why is he coming out with such a silly... And it is a silly statement.
It's ridiculous.
Because no Premier League player should not be able to use both feet.
Been saying it for years, haven't we? Been saying it for years. It's embarrassing that a player, you learn it from a commentator, and they'll say these are the two things that really, really do make me laugh. Oh, it's on his wrong foot.
Minimum of 40
it,
grand a week,
yeah,
minimum, and
absolutely.
can't use both feet.
Or it's come to him too early. It's come to him too early.
He was a top class quality coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? To come out with that statement.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if I were to do manager at a football club, I'd pull all my young coaches in from the academies. I said, listen, I want 10, 15 minutes. If we have not got a gym, I want 10 or 15 minutes only using the wrong foot.
Yeah. George Best used to take his boot off, didn't he, play with his other foot in training?
Yeah.
I would say, if I was a manager, I would say, I'd go from the Clough.
But players should want to do it.
Exactly. Young man, how can you play golf off scratch and can't kick the ball with your other foot?
I'll give you 2 points.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
One what I've just said here.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas our pundits, which is elite pundits, I'm talking about Keane and Neville and all that.
Yeah.
Right? Talking about wait till we get his own players in and then judge them and judge that manager on that.
Yeah.
Why would they come out with a statement? A coach has got to go in there and try and hit the ground running.
Spot on. Just like what Danny Roll's done. Spot on. And
not make excuses.
No.
Straight away. When you take that job and they're in the bottom 3 or the bottom.
Yeah. The only way is up.
You've only got that job because it's not going well.
Exactly. You ain't going to get him through the top 3.
Not to say, it's not my fault. They were down here, but now.
Yeah.
Why take the job?
Mm. I mean, do you remember David Moyes when he took over at Sunderland? And he pretty much says, didn't he say that we got no chance of getting promoted or something, or we're going to get relegated? I can't remember his exact words, but it was very derogatory about the team. David Moyes, when he took over at Sunderland,
yes,
he pretty much talked him down before.
But he says that everywhere he goes.
Exactly. Well, what's the point in coming and managing if you are so negative?
I never forget this.
Yeah.
Howard Wilkinson takes over at Sunderland.
Yeah.
You know the first thing he said?
Go on.
They're not fit enough.
Yeah.
They're in the middle of the season or coming towards the end of the season.
I find that amazing.
How can the players not be fit?
I have no idea. I have no idea how a professional footballer cannot be fit.
I'll walk into a football club now, and I haven't been in the game for years.
Yeah.
I'll walk into a football club now, right? And I'll tell you the players what are fit and not fit.
Yeah.
And I don't need the scales.
Yeah.
Because you can see body fat.
Absolutely.
You can see body fat of players.
I mean, you've got players of elite ability. Your Ronaldos, your Messis, and we know who all the top players are. But you can have a player that's playing in this first division, League One or League Two. He hasn't got as much ability as them. Clearly, he hasn't. That's why he's playing that level. But he can be just as bloody fit as them. He can be even fitter than what they are.
Yeah.
There's no reason why any professional footballer cannot be as fit as the next one. I'm not saying he's going to be as good or as competent or as composed and as skillful because he doesn't.
You should, as a coach or as a manager, be able to see if that player's not fit. And what I mean by that player being not fit, but he's carrying excess body fat.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
The first time I saw the Premier League game was Arsenal playing Birmingham City. I went to watch Birmingham and Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe how lean those players were.
I
was invited into a box. I went down to Birmingham.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you that. They were in the Premier League then, Birmingham.
That was a few years ago, the happy days.
Yeah.
I think
a few years ago.
Was it the game Arsenal smashed us 4-0 and we clapped them off the pitch? I mean, like they were some team under Wenger. But again, there's
Just 1 second, Gabby. Can you remember when we went to Birmingham to watch Arsenal play? What score can you remember? It's a long time ago. It was a long time ago. A friend of mine who was a Sheffield Wednesday is a Birmingham fan, but not Birmingham fan, Sheffield Wednesday fan, but he's from Birmingham.
Okay.
But his mate had got a box. They wanted to take me down and meet his mates and that. So I took Tom and Jock. I could not believe, and I'd been at it game then. But when I looked when I looked at those players, I could not believe, because when I was playing football, I saw players carrying excessive fat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So, I mean, look at Cloughie. Prime example of this. He knew John Robertson was carrying body fat.
Yeah.
What did he call him?
Fat lad.
We've got a little fat left winger here. What will destroy you?
Yeah.
If that had been any other coach, he would not have been in team. Because he knew Robertson's strengths.
Yep.
Right? So he didn't cause Robertson a problem and take away his energy levels, right? Just to make him look leaner and more fitter.
Yeah.
He wanted him to use his natural talent. Right? That's why you should be able to handle any football club you go into, right? Keep it to yourself if you don't think that player, because you may need to use that player the following week on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yep.
And in this day and age, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Right? I can't see us having a top elite manager unless we change and start to work and get out of the box. Don't keep trying to put pegs in round holes if they only fit in squares.
Absolutely. Absolutely, too. Take a leaf out of the foreign coach's book. Phoenix Patterson.
I wouldn't even take a leaf out of anybody's book. I'd know it myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to work something out, how to stop a team and how to score goals.
Yeah. Absolutely, too. That's the name of the game. You've got to A, stop them scoring, and B, score yourself. That's the problem with Nottingham Forest at the moment. Letting in too many goals can score, but letting in too many goals, it ain't looking good for them. It looks as though it may be, them or Luton. Burnley still, with games to play, are looking half decent, picking up results here and there. So it's going to be nip and tuck. We'll be talking about that more next.
Everton's 10 points clear. They play Luton on Friday night.
Absolutely, yeah.
They're 10 points clear now of the bottom three.
Yeah, Everton really have pulled away and they're safe. It looks as though it's out of those. Well, 3 from those 4 now.
3 from 4.
Absolutely.
Forest, Burnley, Sheffield United's gone.
Yeah, Sheffield United they have actually got relegated.
Been relegated,
now.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're looking at Burnley, Forest, and Luton, and all 3. Really, to be fair, on the day, do look as though they can win games of football, but it's always been not their offensive play that's been the problem. It's been pretty much what they've done defending and making stupid mistakes, and largely, again, trying to play out from the back when you can't play, or there's a time and a place to do it, and sometimes, put your foot through it, beat the press, and then start playing in the middle third rather than trying to pass on your own byline and causing untold damage. But
you get that, Gabby. Look at Tottenham today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
what's he doing?
They're a top team.
Yeah.
And you look at it's the mistakes. He ain't playing out from the back.
No, exactly. It's the mistakes they're playing. What was he doing, David Raya? He's got there. He's trying to pick his pass out. Well, I don't know. I think he got caught in two minds.
If he's not on, don't play that ball.
Absolutely. Exactly. And this is it. They've got to work out for themselves when to play the ball to their... Douglas Luiz done it last night against Chelsea. When the pass is on and when the pass isn't on. If the pass isn't on, we've got to go a little bit longer and we'll play in that middle third and work our way through that way.
I watched part of that game last night, Villa and Chelsea. I watched part of that game.
Villa played some great stuff first half.
I watched the majority of the old Ipswich game.
Yeah.
But I watched part of that game. And I'm analysing Chelsea and I'm thinking to myself, 1 minute these look a very good team. Next minute they look a very ordinary team.
Panel beaters.
They go to Villa, batter them 3-0. Villa go to Arsenal, beat them 2-0.
Yeah.
Right? But Tom stopped in. I'm saying to Thomas, watch this. Look at Chelsea. You look at Manchester City, you look at Chelsea.
Yep.
One plays with a tempo.
Yep.
One slowing it down.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. Now, everybody's going to get behind the ball and get into positions if you play with a slow tempo.
Of course they are.
Right? But if you play with a quick tempo, you've got more chance of losing the ball.
Yeah.
But the quality players will not always, but 8 out of 10 will make sure that they get the final accurate pass in.
Yeah.
Chelsea are too slow with the tempo, and that's one of the reasons why they look at Audrey T, because they have got good players.
Yeah, they have.
He has to balance it up, right, Pochettino, and that's what elite managers do. They balance it up.
Again,
if we get our team balanced up for this European Championship, we win it.
Yeah. And again, going back to Chelsea, we spoke about it on the podcast last week. You could get Solanke and stick him in that Chelsea team, make a world of a difference, because Chelsea pretty much need that natural-born goal scorer that they haven't got at the moment. I mean, it's quite laughable, really. Lukaku playing out there at Roma, and he's had a great time again in Italy. When you look at his goal-scoring record for Belgium, Lukaku scored goals wherever he's gone. and it just hasn't been exactly barring Chelsea, and it is quite bizarre. But again,
West Brom, Everton, Man United in Italy,
absolutely.
The twice he's played for Chelsea, never looked like being able to score goals.
Apart from when he come on in the second half against the Villa and absolutely destroyed them.
No, but
Christmas
I'm on about
couple of years ago. No, absolutely, yeah. But again, whenever I have looked at Lukaku, he's always looked a bloody handful and a goal threat, and I just don't understand why he's not playing for Chelsea.
Play to his strengths.
Well, exactly, T. And that's
play
it.
To his
play
strengths.
to his strengths.
What do they all talk about?
Yeah.
Listen, Roy Keane, another one, comes out with the most stupidest statement, and you'll think I might be wrong, about Haaland being a League Two player.
No, he's a good player. Haaland being my team all day long.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, he's on about his touch and all this.
I think that was a bit to do with his old man as well.
Play to his strengths.
Exactly, yeah.
And his strength is going up beyond and scoring goals.
Yeah.
And what you can't do, you can't educate and teach a player to be in the right position as a goal scorer.
You look at his goal today.
Great goal scorers score more tap-ins than anything else.
Absolutely, they're in that position because they're great goal scorers. I mean, he's still top of the pops in the goal scoring charts. I mean, his goal today, I think that the defender thought he was going to come back on his left foot, and he didn't. He shimmied to go that way, and he went on his right and just
because his first touch were good.
Absolutely,
he took him, then he got. I mean, for a big lad,
yeah.
He's got pace. He's got every mortal thing. I mean, he scored 20 odd goals this season. And let me tell you something. I don't know how many times Guardiola's brought him off.
Yeah, and he's been injured.
For what reason? For resting, for whatever reason.
Injuries.
But that will affect his confidence, because he'll be frustrated. He'll want to score goals.
Yeah.
And not only does he want to score goals, he wants to break records.
Yeah, of course he does. Absolutely.
So I'm telling you, he'll be frustrated. Look at Mo Salah yesterday with Klopp.
Right, is he fit, won't it? Yeah.
So don't tell me about players, right? Because you can have best players in the world like Ronaldo. They all have the tantrums if they get brought off or if they're not getting picked.
100%. And like with Salah, I mean,
I don't think Messi would, because he would.
Of course I would. You've said it before, so
I've told you all about
exactly.
It.
So many podcasts, exactly. Right. But you see, the thing is, you have been there. You have been a professional footballer. You've been in the dressing room. You know the psyche of a player. It makes me laugh when you get all these fans that argue with professional footballers if they actually know better. They've never kicked a ball on a professional football pitch. We as fans have no idea.
That's why I talk about elite managers, because they can handle that scenario.
Exactly.
Where players get the head down and get frustrated or whatever, angry, right? With a manager, but those elite managers know how to turn it around quickly in 100%. Their favour.
And what did you say? The minute that Potter walked through the door at Chelsea, what did you say on the Curran View podcast? It's how he manages them players and their egos. And you need an elite manager for elite players.
I praised him at Brighton, played some great football.
He did.
I said, now he's got his chance. His downfall will be whether he can handle big name players.
100%, yeah, and you were right. Again,
and anybody can go back for that day we spoke about Potter, and that's what I said.
Everything's
If
recorded.
he can handle players,
Yep.
the elite players, he'll be a good manager. Listen,
100%. We've done
I know
191
Graham
now.
Souness is one of the greatest players in this country.
Yep.
In British Isles. Right? A lot of players what couldn't lace his boots.
Yep.
Well, they didn't want to play for him. They were frustrated with him because he had the old school ways of coaching.
Yep.
Aggression.
Yep.
Now that's great for him because he's got ability and he's got aggression inside him. It isn't right for everybody, is it?
No, not at all, no.
And to listen to the rest of this podcast, head on over to www.patreon.com/SRB Media. Thank you.